The NBA draft is coming up on July 29th, and we are all excited to see which teams are going to get that next wave of talent to boost the league's star power. Draft night is always ripe with trades, drama, and rumors. Even at the time of this recording, I'm seeing all sorts of rumors including Bradley Beal and Pascal Siakam, so it's probably going to be really crazy. For the sake of this mock draft, however, what we've done is selected our lottery picks based off if we were each team's general manager, not what we think each team is going to do. Feel free to let us know what you think in the comments, and let's get to this draft. Okay, this first pick wasn't that hard. Coming in at number 1, Cade Cunningham to the Pistons. He's been the consensus number 1 pick and has the most star potential of any player in the draft, and he could be that star that the team in the city has been searching for what seems like years. He can score, pass, and defend. He averaged 20 and 6 at his one season at Oklahoma State. He's got that 6'8" height, guard-like ball handling ability, and the swagger of a star that's got us saying the Pistons shouldn't think too hard about this one. It's always a good idea to underhype players, but I'm just going to say this right now, I think he's got Hall of Fame potential. Now, at number 2, most people have the Rockets taking Jalen Groon, but we've got them taking the other Jalen and Jalen Suggs. We think that he's going to be the second star in this draft behind Cade Cunningham. He can pass on a dime, defend, and he's got freakish athletic ability. He always rose up against the toughest competition, hitting that memorable game winner against UCLA. He had that block, that pass to Kisport, and he was also the team's best performer in their loss to Baylor in the championship. He does need to improve his shooting ability, but we think that he's a pretty much surefire thing. This is a pick where we agree with many of the draft experts. Cleveland did trade for Jarrett Allen this season, but Evan Mobley is a versatile 7-foot forward with athleticism, playmaking ability, and even a bit of shooting. He led the USC Trojans to one of their best seasons in school history with an Elite 8 appearance, and reports have come out of Cleveland suggesting that they might be looking to trade Colin Sexton, but their backcourt of him, Darius Garland, has huge potential to shine in the future with a guy like Mobley. Having that athletic big man in the perimeter and the paint can be a huge difference maker for a young team. If you're looking for a bucket, look no further than Jalen Groon. He's probably not going to drop this far, but if he does, you're looking at a guy who's an elite scorer and can also jump out of the gym with his athleticism. He'd be a really good pickup for the Raptors, assuming that they lose Kyle Lowry and possibly even Pascal Siakam in trades. But with Groon and Fred VanVleet, this would be an amazing backcourt combo. It's going to be interesting to see how Groon does too, as he's a top prospect to come out of the G League system so far. If for some reason Jalen Groon is to bust, the G League Ignite squad has a backup prospect in Jonathan Kuminga, and we have the Orlando Magic taking him. He's another freak athlete who could land all over the board in the lottery, but the Magic really need to bring in a star, and they haven't had one since, and no disrespect to Aaron Gordon and Nikola Vucevic. We're talking about Dwight Howard here. Now, Kuminga has no guarantees to be a star, especially considering that he shot just 25% from three-point range last year, but he is only 18, and his drive game, pure athleticism, and 7-foot wingspan all indicate that he does have the physical tools. Scottie Barnes is one of this draft's highest risers, and at the moment, it's looking like he could even be a top 5 pick. At worst, we here think that he's going to be a fantastic defender at the next level, and at best, there is certainly star potential for this Florida State prospect, and that's what Oklahoma City is looking for with all those 5,000 draft picks over the next 7 years. Barnes has shown potential in finishing around the rim and passing. Shooting is still a bit of a work in progress for him, but again, Oklahoma City is the perfect fit for somebody who's looking to really build up his skills. This guy can leap. Koon Johnson out of Tennessee had a record 48-inch vertical jump at the NBA Combine last month, and that's put the entire league on notice. Johnson has ranged all over from as high as number 6 to as low as number 20 in different mock draft predictions, but honestly, with his athleticism as well as his on-ball defending skills, he'll be a really good piece wherever he lands. This is Golden State's pick, but honestly, we're going to be really surprised if Golden State keeps his pick. They're most likely going to trade it, but whoever gets that should consider him. After watching him throughout the NCAA tournament and seeing just how pro-ready he is right now, we all really like Davion Mitchell as a pro prospect and think he would be a really good addition in Orlando, who already would have added Jonathan Kuminga according to this mock draft. Mitchell is a dog on defense and shot 45% from 3 last year at Baylor. With his experience at 22 years old, he really can make an immediate impact at the next level. Now, there could be some concerns about his fit, as Orlando already has Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony on the roster, but quite frankly, Davion Mitchell is probably better than these two players already, and the Magic are in a position to build as much potential as they can right now. This is probably the biggest reach we're taking so far in this draft, but what mock draft video isn't complete without a good gamble, and what team takes gambles that don't work out more than the beloved Sacramento Kings never change? Kai Jones is a center from Texas that some consider the second best big man in this draft behind Evan Mobley. Others consider him a late first-round prospect that will probably come off the bench for a playoff team. He does have elite athleticism at 6'11". He also has potential to stretch the floor with a jump shot, and he can put the ball on the deck very impressively for his size. He does have some room to grow defensively, but we think Sacramento should take a chance. James Bouknight would be a fantastic addition alongside a young core of Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram if he doesn't get traded, Jackson Hayes, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. The Pelicans are most likely going to lose Lonzo Ball as well as Eric Bledsoe over this offseason, so getting a guy like James Bouknight would be really crucial for their backcourt. There's a really good chance that Bouknight won't be available at number 10 as he's been a recent riser on most draft boards, but if New Orleans has the ability to draft this 6'5" guard out of UConn, they need to take it. Jalen Johnson may be the biggest boom or bust prospect in this draft, but we think the potential for him to be a really good player would be too good for the Charlotte Hornets to pass up as they continue to try and surround LaMelo Ball with the talent needed to contend in the Eastern Conference. While there are concerns about Johnson's commitment after he did stop playing for Duke midway through this season, his skills are very raw, but he has shown flashes of great ball handling for a power forward and would be a transition weapon. This would be a great fit next to LaMelo, who is already an elite passer. He does have a lot of room to improve if he wants to be a contributor or star at the next level, but if he's available at 11, Charlotte really needs to consider taking him. 3-and-D players are all the rage for teams looking to be a contender, and for the best 3-and-D prospect in this draft, you may have to look no further than Arkansas's Moses Moody. The best player on a team that made a very impressive Elite 8 run this year, Moody is very long at 6'6" with a 7-foot wingspan. San Antonio may be looking to either rebuild or find a new star if DeMar DeRozan leaves this offseason, and while Moody probably won't be a star, he could be really valuable under Pop as he defends 1 through 4 and hits shots. Think of comparisons such as former Spurs Danny Green and Bruce Bowen. At 6'8" and 18 years old, Josh Gidday could be the player that Indiana's been looking for. They haven't had a star caliber wing since Paul George left, and Gidday might not be a star, but in this stacked draft class, he could still be a very good player on an Indiana team that's always looking to add a marketable player to their traditionally ho-hum market. He averaged 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists last year, and showed some excellent floor skills that could translate to the NBA if he can improve with some strength, agility, and shooting in the future. If the Golden State Warriors keep their 14th overall pick, expect to see them take Corey Kisport here. Corey can shoot the lights out of the ball, and he had one of the most efficient seasons on record this last year at Gonzaga. He would fit right in as a role player off the bench to begin his career in Golden State, and he would always have open shots playing with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Their offense would only get more potent somehow. Now, defensively, he does need to make some improvements to get starter minutes, but he's got high character as well as a great work ethic that should put him over the top. He was also a guest on our show, so check out the link above to watch that interview. Let us know in the comments which picks you loved and which picks you hated. Remember too, this is going to be a really crazy draft, so a lot of these won't stick, but it's still fun to make very inaccurate predictions. Hit that subscribe button if this video brought any value to you. Thanks guys.